Hello, people around the world at home, because where else would you be watching this shit? Karibuni to the morning vibe, or the afternoon vibe, or just the vibe. Because like nowadays it's just different. How you guys doing? My name is Thiru Mungai, aka the Prince of Africa, and I'm here with the beautiful Sharon. What's up, Sharon?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing? Have you been?
I have been sleeping all day, every day. Like I'm just tired.
Tired of what?
Why are you tired, Sharon?
I'm tired of sleeping. I'm tired of doing nothing. You guys come break me out.
Sweet. Hey, wait, don't invite people like that. You know, where? Anyway, what's up, Michael? Onderi, how you doing?
Sam, I'm good. How's it going?
Chilling. I hear the leg is doing better now.
Yeah. The last stitches came off today, so
that's good.
I'm good now.
I'm glad to hear that. And of course, we've got an amazing guest with us, Mistadru, the one, the only. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Thiru? How you doing?
I'm very, very good. Very, very good. Thank you for joining us on the morning.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on the show. Sharon, Mike, Thiru, how you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
We are amazing. Welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Hey, guys, happy 420. Happy 420. For those that
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, for those who are waking up like Sharon.
Is that why you're moving around so much?
Now I have to.
What? No. Yeah. Now today you have to know, Sharon. I am not doing. I'm just excited. I've not seen you guys for the whole weekend. Okay, I get excited.
I know, man.
You know.
Oh my gosh. I hope these blackouts are done. I hope like Nairobi is back to normal.
Hey, yeah.
I can't stand another blackout.
It's like this thing like every 20
the
minutes.
Weather.
Yeah, it's the weather though.
Yeah.
Like it's too crazy. So actually, guys, so funny story. I don't know if you guys saw Eric Omondi did press conference for Slay Queen.
Yeah, I saw that, man. Eric is a cray individual.
Sharon, you didn't see
and
that?
How is he gathering with mob guys like that?
You know what? I'm checking it out right now.
Eric
Omondi.
Like that one like you.
How is he hanging out with so many guys?
Like, you know what? Okay, as much as yes, I agree, he's a bit, but you know what? He's doing his shit. But like, as in, that was actually very smart. It was very, very funny. I loved it. Like, I think that is amazing talent. Like, it is.
Eric is
I love his dress.
Yeah.
And you know that actually brings something different.
Sorry, Drew, you're saying?
That brings something different to the table because if you look at it, right now, most industries that we're in, everybody is now taking a transient turn to something that's different. Because kumbuka, there's an era where influencer marketing was actually the in thing.
Yeah.
It was the shit. As the guy always says, yes, it was a shit. But now the thing is, it's devolved from the point that right now, guys will be more keen to listen to people who develop authentic connections with the brand. Like you see things like what Akina Seth Gore do, this guy Flack 411.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the thing.
I love that guy.
It's moved, so now you see the thing is, a guy will actually incorporate your brand into his comedy. So now it becomes synonymous. It's not like me who says that, you know me, I'm showing you this phone and I blab about it today morning, then afternoon I start telling you about buy this sanitizer, then from there in the journey I'm there trying to sell you a glass. You see that authentic, it's just lost. You just look at it like me, I'm a hawker, but I'm just there going for you kelele.
Actually,
influencer.
Yeah, I like that. And you know, I'm actually glad that you brought that up. So I was reading an article the other day of the death of influencers during COVID-19. You know?
Oh my gosh.
So like the whole concept of influencers has now changed. And I remember, you know, I Drew, I always tell this guy is that if I was talking to somebody in like a brand manager and I was telling them, listen, if you're not careful, your job in the next 1 year will be taken over by somebody who's making their name right now in the social media scene.
Exactly. Like, for example, if you look at it this way, if you look at right now, it becomes easier for guys to look and pay that chile at home who's doing makeup tutorials on YouTube because her following on YouTube is legit. They look at those numbers. Those are people who have subscribed so that they know that, this Chile, when the next version of makeup comes out by MAC or Rihanna decides to go and do something with Fenty, guys will wait for that chick for the alert from that Chile that you've subscribed to her YouTube channel. You'll wait for that alert, channel, and you'll be like, yes, you're on that channel, and you're like, okay, fine. This chick, she's the dawn when it comes to makeup application, blah blah blah. So now you'll find out companies like Revlon will start seeking her out, guys like MAC, because she's organically built herself to make sure that she can connect with people on a different level. And that's extremely difficult, because connecting with somebody on a passive note is different. Right now we're active. I can see you, you can see me. I can see Mike, I can see Sharon, I can see all of you, and we're having a conversation. But now for that one, that is somebody telling you, so you don't know what's happening on the viewer's mind. You do not know exactly what's going on there. But clearly, because now Shangat, somebody has to starts from like 15, 20, 30, 100, 500, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. That's how the popularity keeps on going. So even if you look at it right now, that's one of the things that's really going to redefine business going forward post COVID-19. Things are going to change in a drastic way, as in it's like the property
very drastic.
I agree.
You know, speaking of which, there's a chick in the UK, a Kenyan, called Lydia Dinga. You know, it's the funniest thing. I follow her on YouTube. You know, she's that influencer. You know, but
I'm surprised.
No, don't even talk about it. But it's so funny because I sit there and watch, and it's because she's so engaging, right?
What does she do?
She's doing it full time. You know, the way people do it part time. You know, you're working and then this is your side hustle. She's actually doing that thing now. You know, full time.
What does she do?
And she's so captivating. You sit down and you watch. I'm not supposed to be watching that. That's primarily for, you know, like chicks. But I find myself just watching. And she's doing a good job.
Don't be proud of
Sharon,
yourself.
don't even talk. Don't even talk. Yeah.
But you know what? As I feel like as an influencer, right? Like I agree with everything you guys are saying, and right now, like you have so much time to reevaluate, especially for people who have just been in the influencer space because it was the in thing, or you know, you're on TV or you're on radio and people expect you to do certain things because it's the in thing, right? So now you have so much time to think about it and be like, is it something I actually love? Is it something I actually want to do? Like personally, I've struggled, man, like waking up and like putting on makeup and like there's nothing happening. I prefer to just like chill with my family and you know, play with the kids. But yeah, I'm on Instagram, mummies have dressed up. I'm like, wow.
But they've dressed up because you see right now, what is there to do? Guys are trying to find different ways to keep busy, I guess.
And you know, it's beautiful. I'm like, so now you get to see people who are actually connected to their audiences. Like they actually love fashion, they actually love makeup, they actually love making you happy. And then for the people who've just been there because you know it's a space that was created, then you have to go back and be like, okay, now I have to find myself and I have to find like what I'm actually passionate about. So it's just an interesting time to be in this 2020. Real reflections,
To that.
No, Sharon, tell us. Are you coming out with the product? Hey guys.
No.
I've been using
guys,
this
but
Mac
you know
product.
what? I think this is something I don't share a lot. Maybe I've shared it like a couple of times. You know, I work in the tech space, corporate, right? So if I'm not doing TV on the weekend or like shooting a commercial, like I'm actually working every single day, like from morning, from like 7 a.m. I'm on calls, I'm working with clients and seeing what they need. So and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes like people will be like, oh, she's a TV girl, so she has to be an influencer. And I'm like, no, I'm influencing other spaces. I don't have to influence just makeup and fashion. Like there are other spaces for certain influencers as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like now for me, it's I really love tech. I really love economics. I love money. Who doesn't love money?
You tell them, madam, tell them.
Tell them.
No, it's just that like I'm just saying, like I don't want to do makeup. I don't want to like wake up and dress up and be like, oh yeah, especially in an economic time like this, buy this makeup brand. How is it going to help in recession? Tell me, how is it going to help you?
True.
Yeah, so
that's also key.
Time. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting, Drew. Like, so for you, like, how has this changed? With everything that you've been doing, from also like DJing as well. How has this whole quarantining changed your situation?
Okay, pretty much when you look at the entertainment industry, one thing that most people forget is the entertainment industry is dependent on people like you, everybody who's in this video and beyond that. Because the only way revenues trickle down is when spending happens in a merry-go-round fashion. Because yes, you spend, which means that yes, that spend gets to pay the waiters, which gets to pay the entertainers, which goes all the way back to pay the suppliers, the guys who they rent the building from, the utilities. So it's a merry-go-round. So now when you pull one pin out, the whole thing just falls down. So like right now, that's exactly what's happening. So the change is, or rather what's happening is now you're seeing people adapting to the situation. And the situation right now has gone more, as in guys have decided to go in more hard than ever on live streaming. So that's pretty much the direction where everybody has taken it, because right now guys are home bumming indoors. Guys don't have really a lot to do, because honestly there's only so much TV you can watch.
That's
so,
like
the advantage with that. So the advantage with the DJ space is that it's something that you can leave in the background. And right now, the other thing is, it's not like the way it used to be before. Before, DJs were a dime a dozen. The DJs were few. Right now, they're a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. So now, guys get the opportunity to sample different types of genres, music, styles, skills. So there are different, even Facebook pages. There's a Facebook page that was opened by DJs in the diaspora. Yes, the 254 page. That page has every DJ of every genre who is a Kenyan. So you have rumba, you have reggae, you have everything. So it's one of those ones of you just go open it, hit play, and you can walk around your house, do everything, to do what you can. As it's one of those ones of the options to listen to music is very varied. That's one. Music exposure right now. That's it's giving. What we're trying to do is try to give people, keep people entertained, make sure people also understand rules of pretty much the rules that we have to run by, because the thing is right now media is actually taking a huge shift. People usually focus on mainstream media when they're looking for news and trying to follow certain particular things. Binge watching of TV has changed. Terrestrial TV, the whole module has shifted right now. It's to video on demand. No one is going to wait for a week for the next show to come. Somebody wants to watch the whole season now. So that's why streaming has just gone and killed the whole main aspect of mainstream
normal TV,
terrestrial television.
Terrestrial.
Yeah, terrestrial television. So now when you move to the entertainment aspect, right now the aim is to take the live streaming bit and monetize it. For the DJs, because it's a service. That's right. It's a service that's been done. It's a product that people are experiencing. Now the biggest hurdle most are having is to get that tipping point where you can convert what you do digitally into a revenue generator. Yes, you can make it a monetary generator. And for you to do that, you have to be able to carry conversations beyond the music. And that is a challenge that usually most people experience, either because in the club scene, it becomes very, very easy for you to get lost and disappear as a DJ, because you're like, there are like 100, 200, 300, 400 people here. Everyone is already in their own thoughts. Me, my work is just to play music and keep the mood lively. But now, at this point in time, everything you say, you're having an intimate conversation with every single person who is watching you. So how you disseminate the message and push it out is what is key.
That's
and
true.
Some people are used to just saying, put your hands in the air. Oh, wave them like they don't care.
Yeah, you do the job.
So,
you scream.
So now when the whole theory changes and somebody's like, okay, now there's this product here. It's sanitizer. How are you going to convince that guy, now you guys who are watching, on why you should buy this? So now that's where the tipping point actually does happen. I should have the diction, the lingo, and the finesse and flexibility to convince you that this is the next best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Wait, Drew, are you pulling a plug? Are you pulling a plug? Are you promoting that thing?
No, it's just that, the thing is, because right now where we're doing this interview from
cut a scene in some of that action.
You see, the thing is, where we're doing this interview from, below me is my turntables. So now that's where I usually do my live stream from. And whenever I'm doing my live stream, I always tell people, you have to sanitize, social distance, wear a mask. So I always have those my props near me just for the sake of driving the point home.
That's good. I like it.
So those are some of the things that we do. Sorry.
Yeah. So I like how you've said you have to start monetizing like live streams, because we're looking at like crazy times, right? In a time when brands haven't really jumped on it as much. Like I've seen a couple of people gone live and they have brands backing them up and they're saying, oh, we're making money out of this, right? But for the young guy at home who's just doing his thing, the money hasn't started coming in, like, what's your advice about cushioning that and just making sure that in the next coming months, because it's going to get worse economically, right? Corona is there now, but people are forgetting to read the business part where a recession is hitting hard, especially in the stocks, right? And that's going to hit us now after Corona has been handled. So how do you make sure the young guy at home knows how to like just cushion themselves during the next coming months?
Okay, rule number one, when it comes to cushioning yourself, it means a total lifestyle audit. And that is one of the biggest mistakes most people keep on thinking. I like exactly what you've mentioned, Sharon. Sharon, you have put the point across that people don't know that post-corona, it is going to become worse before it gets better. Because everyone thinks that it's just going to be a switch when guys are going to be told, okay, fine, now curfew is done, drop the mask and go outside. Guys are starting from ground zero. Remember when you went, remember the first job that you had, the first internship, not even the first job, the first internship you had, how hard you had to look, you had to tarmac, you had to try, you had to beg, you had to do this. Pretty much that's exactly what's going to happen. Everything is going to come in on ground zero. So for everyone right now who's there, because like, yes, you're seeing the amount of jobs that Corona has hit the world in 21 days, it's over 21 million job losses in 21 days. And those 21 million jobs took 21 years to make. So those are some of the challenges that people need to actually focus and take seriously. Like, for example, lifestyle audits. You know what? There are the things that you like doing that you have to cut out. If you're somebody who always likes drinking fine whiskey all the time, take a step back, cut back. If you're somebody who... if you're somebody who... Okay, fine. That's more on the enjoyment side, but let's get to the basics. If you're somebody who every day for breakfast at your table, you have a widespread of like 10, 15 different things, cut that back. If you guys are guys of yani your takeout 247, cut that back, cook in the house, because those pennies will actually add up and they will cushion you going forward. Because right now, most people, what's usually happening is guys are doing things out of boredom. Like, I'll give you an example. In May, everybody's shopping bill, water bill, and electricity bill will have either doubled or tripled based on how people are operating right now. Because
the people are home.
True. So you go to the fridge and open the fridge, not because you're hungry, because you're bored. So that's what happens. You go and you're like, okay, it's 1 p.m. I don't know what to do. You go and you look for something. You go and you look for a pal where you can social distance. Salma, you go to the local over there where you can buy your caboose and come home with. And so that's what keeps on happening. So now guys are just becoming more and more vegetative. Well, in this point in time, the thing is, everyone should actually have a post-COVID-19 plan. You're like, okay, now here, this Maneno is here with us. Okay, you know what? We are stuck in the thick of it, but what is my plan after this? What steps have I put in place to make sure that when this thing is done, when everything from curfews to mask wearing is lifted, how am I going to get back into this business? Because it's not business as usual. It will be business unusual.
Yes.
Because everything will have changed. It will be business unusual. Everything will have changed from consumer habits, because guys, consumer habits right now are changing. Guys are becoming so dependent on this thing more than before. Everything. This thing has become now your life, because this thing has your money, it has your info, it has everything. As in, this and an ID are the same.
By the way, that's true.
COVID-19 has proved that, yes, guys have been told, don't touch paper money. Use this thing.
Like, I was like,
when was the last time you saw cash? By the way, when was the last time you saw cash?
Me, when was the last time? I have a 500 bob here in my wallet, and I can't remember the last time I opened my wallet.
It's been some weeks for me. It's
like
been some
weeks.
weeks.
Imagine. Me, the only reason it is there is because if I go to a place where I have to pay for parking, but coincidentally, where I'm going is the places I go to, there for less than 30 minutes. Or if it's to the supermarket and you're going to do shopping, you know, when you go and you spend above like 3K and you're at Carrefour, you get free parking. So so one of those ones of you just so that's why that 5 stock is there. But anyway, I'm deviating.
Digress kidogo.
Yeah, I'm digressing.
But Thiru, so quickly, quickly before I forget and I ask while you're talking about this, you know the thing with the DJ lifestyle, it's kind of flashy in a way because you have to put yourself out there, you know, like I'm this thing, you know, I'm this big thing, right? Now, in terms of now DJs, there are things that they need to scale back because, of course, the revenue is not going to be the same. If everybody suffers, you won't find many guys in the club, you know.
Very true.
So some of these guys need to know how to like maneuver their way through these hard economical times. Like I saw DJ Envy, you know DJ Envy, right?
Yes,
Breakfast
DJ
Club.
Envy, what he did, yes, Breakfast Club, he raised $100,000.
What he did for the DJs, you know, the guys, he knows very well out of work right now. And these guys live like from gig to gig, you know.
Yes, very true.
So now, because guys don't have the money, people don't want to, because people might have like the in-house DJ and not bring, you know, a DJ, you know, visiting a guest DJ, blah, 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 you know. So what can you say to those guys? What can you say to the youngins, you know, the newbies in the game, you know, in terms of survival?
In terms of survival, as I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Because even as we keep on thinking that after all the locks are yanked out of all the doors and we're told to go back out, it's not like everyone will exactly pick where we left off. And this goes all the way to every business, including the clubbing business, because everybody has taken a cutback, a pay cut, or a total loss of revenue. So for them, it's one of those ones one of the things is, yes, I believe that there are guys who believe that the state will come through. I'm sorry, that is a rumor.
It's a lie. It's a whole lie. It's a whole lie.
That would happen. Yes, Sharon, it's a full X. Because even if when we actually went and did that full tally, the total amount of musicians that are out there will make that cash break down into like 3 Gs to 5 Gs per person. So that doesn't cut it. So for them, they have to find other ways of cushioning themselves. And for me, what I'd advocate for is use your talents, use all the talents that you have. You can't just say that your only talent is DJing. You can find other talents in this time that you have and use them to generate revenue. You're seeing guys right now have figured out ways on how they can make masks, face masks where you can actually put the surgical mask in and you wear it. So now that's another revenue stream. Another one that guys are also doing is guys are putting tip jars on their live mixes. So you put a tip jar over there, you're like, okay, fine, you know what? Let me DJ. And then from there, if you like what I'm doing, you can always feel free to send a tip. And the thing is, since you're on social media, you're not limited to Kenya. So you can put your number and you can put your PayPal details over there. And if guys are feeling you, yes. So there are guys who are actually willing to help. There's another DJ in US, what he had in front of him, sorry, a DJ in Kenya. What he had in front of him was, you know, those home theaters that you had when you were in campus. And he had that and like a laptop and like a very, very really beat down laptop. And he was on that group. That group, they got together, as in people were chatting, they got together and they raised for him, like, I think it's what, they raised for him, they raised like 350K for the guy to get DJ equipment.
That's good.
Yes, imagine. So now you see the thing is, so it's one of those ones of me, what I say is, push your arts out there. On social media, you never know who is watching. Guys should never be discouraged about that thing of, oh, me, I have only 2 followers, I only have 6 people looking at me. No. It's those ones of push whatever you're good at doing out there. And eventually, the right people will see what you're doing. Because if you do things just for and you're not doing them with passion, people also notice. People notice passion. And passion is one of the biggest cornerstones in every business empire. Because you don't start a business just for the sake of, you start something because you love it. Your heart is there. You're like, this thing, tower. You can wake up morning, noon, and night and do that work. And even if you're getting bottom feeder money from it, the satisfaction of doing what you're doing is what keeps you waking up every day at that 8 a.m. You're going to pick calls. You're going to go for meetings. You're going to pitch for people that thing like, yes, this thing, it will even remove COVID from the sky. So pretty much that's how it is.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
how, Sharon.
Oh, no.
Have you ever seen
what,
sorry,
Michael?
Sharon. Have you ever seen Mistadru in action?
I have watched his before. Michael.
No, he puts it in work. No, I'm just saying he puts in work.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. Michael, by the way, personally, I personally. I personally, I don't know what is this you have against Sharon. Leave my girl alone. This shit.
Sharon,
I feel like Michael thinks I was born like in 2000. This girl knows nothing,
Who said that?
Yeah, no, we know you, Mike. You don't know this street. But
Sharon,
I like how
you're my people.
I like how we've discussed like business and how now we're tapping into like people discovering new talents and new ways to make money, right? But today I was actually having this conversation with Michael earlier on call about how like you might be cushioning yourself and finding different ways to take care of yourself, and then you forget your mental state, like what is Corona doing to you mentally? What is business not being as usual doing to you mentally? Like you might think you're okay because you're sleeping. I'm sleeping like almost all day, but then and then you find yourself breaking down over small periods of time, and you're like, "What's happening? I'm stressed. I feel so." Like, what have you been doing to just make sure you're right up here and just like level-headed and making sure that you're just okay mentally and emotionally?
Okay, that's for that one. What I can say is this. Rule number 1, just because you're quarantined at home doesn't mean you're excommunicated from the world. Pick up that phone, chat with people, WhatsApp. There's WhatsApp for chatting. You can do video calls. You can actually do Zoom calls like what we're doing right now. One of the things is you need to keep yourself engaged because another thing that most people keep forgetting to do is to limit the amount of information on COVID-19 that you're allowing into you. Because everyone has all of a sudden has become a doctor, a conspiracy theorist, what? So every day, every day, if you go through any bit of social media, you will find something that says, Mara it's 5G towers, Mara it's a bat that was eaten in China. So there's so many things. So it's one of those ones of you have to filter out the noise. The only things that you need to focus on are focus on the important things. Focus on what happens right now. Like, for example, the state briefings of everything that's going on. Focus on that. Then from there, keep your mind busy in other things. As I said, yes, just because it means that just because you're indoors doesn't mean that it is the end of the world when it comes to being innovative. Find different ways to keep yourself busy. You can go and clean your house from top to bottom. You can learn a new skill. There are so many things you can learn how to do.
You can shower for those people who don't like
shower
showering.
for those ones who are scared of water. Yes, there's that. So there's a lot that you can actually do, learn, and work with to keep yourself busy and keep yourself motivated. And also on top of that, there are a couple of people who are online who are busy doing free spiritual and not spiritual, free mental counseling.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of free mental health counseling because, as you said, people are just breaking down. Somebody sleeps, wakes up, and then from there doesn't understand why they have wayward emotions. So all that actually does happen. And yes, I am seeing that we're out of time.
Okay, no stress. I like that. Drew, so just a quick one, just quickly, what do you, when's the next time you're going live? Tell your fans where they can get you. Yeah.
Okay, dokie. I go live tomorrow. That's at 8 p.m. Kenyan time. You'll have to wind your clocks back to get to the state ones and the other countries. But yes, I go live on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's all about good music, fun times. From this week, I started going live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, as well as Instagram. So I'm cross-platform. So on Instagram at DJ Mistadru, that's DJ Mistadru. Facebook, it's Mistadru, Mistadru. And on YouTube, it's the same thing, Mistadru. And that's how we throw down the party. So I know I will catch you all then.
Yeah,
Thanks
for sure. No problem, guys. Like I appreciate.
Thank you for coming through, my brother.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks
Mike,
so much for having me, guys.
Mike, Sharon, any last words? Just say bye. Actually, no. We'll see you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow. I'm tired of seeing your faces. Bye, guys. See you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, share. We'll see you on the next time.
All right. Ciao.